blessings. Who doesn't like to receive a blessing? In society, it seems that the power of the blessing is not something believed any longer. In the church, we have rituals for house blessings, baby blessings, marriage blessings, new boats, new cars. The list goes on and on. We can pretty much bless anything that you buy. And there's a reason for that. And yet, the majority of society doesn't seem to perform ritual blessings any longer. Blessings have become the thing we do to set something apart, rather than something we do to shower upon people. Who doesn't want to receive a blessing? Child development is an important concept for blessings. It's been shown that if a child does not gain approval and the blessing of a parent, they will struggle much of their life. That lack of blessing will cause them to wander in search of something else to bless their life, always wondering how and where they will gain that blessing. When I was getting married, it was important for the groom to go speak to the father and the parents of the bride to ensure that you received the blessing of your future in-laws, because it was their daughter that you were going to marry. You were moving into their family, and she was moving into my family. And so that blessing was of utmost importance. Whether that still happens on a regular basis today, I don't know. But it's one I believe that needs to come back again. This morning, in the gospel, Jesus is telling his disciples that God is offering a blessing to those who might not realize or might not receive blessings. He's speaking to the 12 disciples who were recently chosen. In the Gospel of Luke, it happened 2 verses ago. So they had just learned that they were his disciples. They had left everything. They didn't know what was in store for them. And Jesus is saying to them, you've given up everything, and you are blessed. What a gift. A gift of Jesus Christ blessing his disciples. Today, we as modern day disciples of Jesus Christ, we too receive that same blessing as the original disciples. We are blessed by the grace of God that is freely given to each of us. It is showered upon us. And each week, we celebrate that grace and that blessing in the Eucharist. As we come forward, we celebrate God and His gift and His blessing to each of us. But blessings are not something that we can hoard or keep piling on ourselves with the hopes that because we've received these blessings, that our life will be better and that we don't need to worry. What we need to do as a people blessed is to turn around and offer that same blessing to each and every person that we meet, that we interact with. We don't want to keep those blessings. Now, some of you may be wondering, but I'm not a priest. I'm not a cleric. So how or why should I bless? And my answer to you is blessings are not only a clerical job. It's not only the priest at the end of the service offering a blessing. It is an every person job. If you don't believe me, think about what your response is when someone sneezes. When someone sneezes, we're quick to offer God bless you. And there's a reason behind that, which I'm not going to go into today. If you want to know, see me after the service. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. But we offer God's blessing upon a sneeze. But that's about the only time that we do it. Offering God's blessing is profoundly personal and powerful. It is a time when we are asking God to watch over the person we're blessing. A blessing is more than something you like or a kindness. Blessing is that which lifts us toward experiencing the spiritual in our lives. When you offer a blessing, you are bringing the spiritual nature of God into this realm. It gets us in touch with the essential qualities of God, like wholeness and perfection. So besides the God bless you after a sneeze, how do we bless other people? And I'm not saying that you should go around to every person in the grocery store and say, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, because eventually Dave and I would come visit you in the psych ward because somebody would ultimately assume that you've had a break, which is sad in and of itself. But I'm thinking about other ways, the ways that we can bless people without words. I'm going to offer a few suggestions. This isn't a sermon where I'm going to say, okay, go figure this out yourselves. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a place to start. And the first one is to listen. In prayer, God listens to us. God hears our concerns, our thanksgivings. So we too should return that blessing. by truly listening to others. Don't just hear what someone says, but listen. When you ask, "How are you today?" mean it. Don't just hope they say good because that's what we're taught to start a conversation with. But actually ask them, "No, really, how are you?" The second way is through prayer. Anytime we are out, inevitably in this area, you see an ambulance, a police car, a funeral procession. Pray for those in those vehicles. If it's an ambulance, they're probably taking somebody to the hospital or going to get somebody to the hospital. Pray for the person that will be in the ambulance. Pray for the paramedics who will be working on that person. Pray for the police officer, because we can only imagine what they see on a daily basis. When a funeral procession drives by, pray for those in the cars, that their mourning may be released, that God may bless them in this time. Don't get angry because they're running the red light and you need to go somewhere. Pray for their well-being. Ask and offer encouragement and acceptance. Who doesn't need more of both of those? God accepts us for our faults, and so we too should accept others for theirs. Even accept them when we have differences. And encourage people. How many times have we started something and become discouraged and stopped? Encourage people to find and follow their passions. Follow their dreams, because you are blessing them in doing that. So now it's time to take these ideas and take action with them. The action offering God's blessing. So let's begin small, in a safe place here in this sanctuary, some place where we don't need to worry about a reaction we will receive. So in a few minutes, when the peace of God is offered by Father Dave, instead of turning to your neighbor and going, "Peace," respond with, "May the peace of Christ, may the blessing of Christ be with you this week." It's a small step, but it's a step that can begin to change us and to change the world. We are a people blessed. It's now time for us to bless the world with our love and our presence. It's time for this community to know that St. Matthew's is here, and that we are offering God's blessing on every person that we meet. So may God bless you as you leave this place. And may you bless each person that you meet. Amen.